There's an unsettling secret in your house. It's not ghosts, but something closer. Your home, the place you see as a refuge, might be the source of your fatigue. There are things you own that act like quiet thieves, stealing your focus, draining your vitality, and making your discipline brittle. They're not hidden. They sit on your shelves, hang on your walls, lie in your drawers. A beautiful vase from a person who hurt you. A broken watch you keep meaning to fix. Gifts that whisper guilt every time you see them. Things full of history, but empty of calm. In Sharpen understanding, your outer world is a mirror of your inner world. If your space holds invisible fractures, your spirit cannot be whole. This isn't about untidiness, it's about energy. Objects can be anchors to old pain, to versions of yourself you've outgrown. They become silent invitations for anxiety, for irritation, for that heavy feeling that has no name. Today, I'm going to guide you to see them, not with fear, but with clarity. I will share timeless Sharpen insights on which items subtly poison your sanctuary and how to release them. This isn't just about cleaning your space. By the end, you'll understand that letting go of an object is about reclaiming a piece of your soul. If you feel trapped, restless, or blocked, your first battle is not outside. It's right there, in the quiet corners of your own home. Subscribe and let's begin clearing the path within. Have you ever felt it? You enter a room and the air feels tight. Your body subtly braces for impact, even in total silence. This isn't your imagination. It is energy, what we call chai, and everything is drenched in it. Every object is a vessel. It holds a recording of the emotions that have passed through it. Moments of joy, flashes of anger, deep currents of sorrow. The feeling doesn't just evaporate. It imprints, it stays. A piece of art from someone who betrayed your trust. A chair where you received bad news. A mirror that reflects a time you felt lost. These objects vibrate with chaotic cheer, an energy that has lost its center. And when your surroundings broadcast confusion, your mind tunes to that same frequency. Without realizing it, you become unsettled. You lose your ground. You begin reacting to life instead of meeting it with peace. Sharpen practice teaches a fundamental truth. The outer and inner worlds are in constant dialogue. An imbalance in your home will always create an echo inside you. That's why identifying these objects isn't superstition. It is a profound form of self-inquiry. It forces the question, why do I give this space in my life? What wound am I still guarding by keeping its artifact? We often build monuments to our past pains on our bookshelves. Then we wonder why sleep is a battleground of anxious thoughts. This is why monks are taught to possess little and to only keep what fosters clarity and strength. Not because possessions are inherently bad, but because energy is fundamentally real. Your home is not just four walls. It's a living extension of you. What you let remain around you, you let remain within you. Not all disturbances are loud. Some have been sitting on your shelf for years. A figurine with an aggressive pose. A decorative mask with a pained expression. A painting that captures a sense of despair. They may be art, they may be unique, but in the quiet moments, they broadcast a shadow frequency, not because of a curse, but because form has a voice. The symbols you surround yourself with speak a language directly to the oldest part of in your brain, long before your conscious mind translates it. Ancient wisdom understood that symbols are power. A simple shape could signify peace, another, chaos. The masters knew that what the eyes see on repeat, the spirit absorbs without filter, shaping you from the inside out. The effect is subtle at first. A vague feeling of being on edge in a specific room. A constant low, level tension you can't seem to shake. This is how stagnant energy works. It's a slow leak, feeding invisible roots of restlessness that seem to have no cause. True self-mastery is not just about big, heroic acts. It starts with the fierce honesty of what you allow in your immediate space. It is the discipline to look at a decoration and admit the feeling it stirs, especially then. If an object broadcasts discomfort, its price or its history is irrelevant. The truest part of you is asking you to choose your well-being over the item, to release, without attachment, what disturbs your peace, Because when you remove symbols of conflict and sadness, your spirit can finally exhale. The silence in the room feels cleaner. The space itself becomes an ally, a true dojo for clarity, focus, and unbreakable inner strength. Some objects are anchors, holding you to a past you should have sailed from long ago. A box of letters from a painful breakup. A trophy from a victory that now feels hollow. A piece of clothing from a time you didn't respect yourself. These things seem benign, hidden away, but they aren't silent. They radiate a story, a frequency of failure, of heartache, of who you used to be. Shaolin discipline is built on a foundation of total awareness, not just of the body in motion, but of the silent influences in our environment. Every object is a carrier of memory, and if that memory is laced with regret, it keeps you tied to a ghost. Each time you glance at it, a part of your energy flows backward, nourishing a story that says, you are still that person. This pain is still yours. True mindfulness doesn't ask you to pretend the past didn't happen. It demands that you complete it. And completion is about releasing your energetic bond to it. Sometimes this means looking at the memory square in the face. More often, it simply means letting go of its physical symbols. To hold on to relics of your broken pieces is to tell the universe you are still broken. This is how we suffocate our own growth. This is why progress can feel like walking through mud. The path forward is not just about what we acquire. It's defined by what we have the courage to release. That old photo, that unused gift, that stack of journals. Ask one question. Does this object give me strength for the future, or does it chain me to the past? There is immense power in releasing. There is freedom in a clear space. True peace is found not by rewriting history, but by no longer needing to carry its weight. Completion is not an event, it's a clearing. And in that clearing, your true self has room to rise. The room can be perfectly still, but your mind is a storm. The cause isn't a person or a noise. It's a screen, still glowing, a battlefield of notifications, an endless river of opinions and fears you never asked for. This is the modern chaos. It's silent, digital, and it has no boundaries. In the past, distractions were obvious. A slamming door, a heated argument, a physical threat. Now, the intrusion is quiet, constant, and we invite it in. You scroll, you swipe, you refresh. Each flicker of the screen is a small cut, severing your attention, scattering your chi, pulling you away from the power of the present moment. Shaolin tradition cherishes stillness not as emptiness, but as contained power. When your focus is splintered into 1,000 digital pieces, your life force leaks out. It's a slow drain you barely notice, until one day you're left with deep fatigue, a foggy mind, and a tense body that forgot how to rest. The screen is a thief of more than time. It steals your center. Conscious disconnection is therefore a martial art in itself. It's a sacred refusal, not to demonize technology, but to defend your inner ground from its invasion. To declare, for this moment, I belong to myself. Put the device in another room. Burn a stick of incense. Just breathe. Even 10 minutes of digital silence can mend your energy field. You will feel your spirit returning to your body. Slow, solid, calm. Your breath will find its natural rhythm. Your own thoughts will surface again. This isn't escapism. It is a necessary reset. A warrior doesn't sharpen his sword in a crowd. You must sharpen your mind in the silence you create. What you feed your eyes, you feed your spirit. Choose with intention, for peace is not an accident. It is the space you courageously claim by turning off the noise. Your clothing is your second skin, and it remembers everything. That sweater you wore during a bitter fight. The lucky charm you held when your heart was breaking. The watch you wore on a day filled with anxiety. These objects are not neutral. They were pressed against your body during moments of peak emotional intensity, and they soaked it all in. In the Shaolin view, Chai is transferable. Objects absorb it, especially those that touch us. Fabric is like a sponge, not just for odors but for energy. Rage has a distinct vibration. Grief has a palpable weight. Despair has a coldness. These energetic residues don't just vanish when you feel better. They settle into the fibers. They linger. Then you wear that item again. Suddenly, for no reason you can name, you feel irritable, heavy or defensive. It's not the garment, you think. But it is. It's the energetic echo trapped within it. This is the wisdom behind ritual cleansing in traditions worldwide. It's about clearing the unseen imprint from clothes, tools, and jewelry to restore them to neutrality. You can do this yourself. A simple wash with a pinch of salt and a clear intention. A night under the moon. A quiet blessing. Or, if the emotional charge is too strong, you release it completely. Give it away, or if necessary, let it go through fire. Mastery demands this level of subtle awareness. It's about respecting the energy field that you are. When you purify the things that touch your body, you are wiping away the fingerprints of old pain. You are returning to a clean slate. And from that place of stillness, your spirit becomes light. Your presence becomes sharp, and the road ahead feels clearer and truly, entirely your own. Some legacies are carried not in blood, but in objects. An old brooch from an ancestor who carried deep sadness. A heavy desk from a relative who lived with resentment. A gift from a person whose kindness felt like a trap. These things are more than wood and metal. They are vessels of unlived lives and unspoken pain. Energy is not confined to a single lifetime. It attaches itself to things, especially things charged with strong, unresolved emotion. When someone gives you an object, they are giving you a piece of their energetic world. If it comes from a place of turmoil, that object is a silent carrier of their storm. You don't have to know the object's entire story. You just have to feel it. A flicker of anxiety when you use it. A subtle sense of oppression when it's near. It's a quiet signal, just enough to throw you off balance. Sharpen insight teaches that mere ownership is meaningless. What matters is the energetic resonance. Does it align with you? If an item was given or made with genuine love, its energy is uplifting. If it was born of duty, guilt, or fear, its presence can subtly drain you. This does not mean you should fear heirlooms or gifts. It means you must become a student of your own feelings. Objects have a quiet voice. They will tell you if they belong, or if they are asking to be set free. It is not disrespectful to let go, to express gratitude, and then release an item to the earth, to a new owner, or even by cleansing it and giving it a new meaning in your life. You are not meant to be a storage unit for another's emotional debt. Your home, your space, must be a temple to your own becoming. And that demands you choose with clarity what energy you allow to share your path. Peace is born from this powerful discernment. Not all cages are made of iron bars. Some are made of polished wood, gold leaf, and designer labels. A room so full of expensive art it feels like a museum, not a home. A collection of rare objects that scream for admiration. A space designed to broadcast success, not to nurture rest. These are the traps of the showcase. They are beautiful, they are impressive, and they are profound sources of unrest. The Sharpen principle, as on the outside, so on the inside, warns us that too much of anything creates noise. An excess of things, even beautiful things, ignites the part of us that is never content. It's the part that is always measuring, comparing, and seeking validation from others. You can walk into a space like this and feel a deep sense of inadequacy, a quiet hum of competition. A room built to impress cannot offer peace. It is constantly demanding. It screams, "Look at me," and that scream drowns out the quiet voice of your own soul. This isn't a judgment of wealth. True mastery embraces abundance without attachment, but it is a direct warning against being owned by your possessions. When you chain your identity to what you own, your spirit has no room to breathe. Simplicity, by contrast, is an invitation. A single, well-loved bowl on a table. A clean, empty corner that gives your eyes a place to rest. A space that serves you, not your ego. This is not poverty. This is power. Discipline is the art of choosing what feeds your spirit, not what strokes your pride. A quiet room is not empty. It is full of potential. When you let go of the frantic need to look successful, you start to actually feel it calm, centered, powerful. The more you strip away the distractions, the louder you'll hear the truth. And in that truth, peace is no longer a goal you chase. It becomes the ground you stand on, Even the most sacred objects have a life cycle. A mala bead that has snapped, an incense burner with a deep crack, a statue that has fallen and chipped, a scroll whose wisdom has faded into an unrecognizable blur. These were once your allies, tools used for focus, prayer, and protection. But time and use have taken their toll, and now they sit as monuments to a practice that was not one that is. In the temple, we are taught to approach spiritual items with deep respect, but not superstition. A broken tool is not a bad omen. It is simply complete. Its purpose has been served. When left to gather dust, it transitions from a sacred object to a stagnant one. It becomes spiritual clutter, a subtle weight on your practice. We hold on to these things out of sentimentality. This was with me through a hard time. This was my first. But if its energy is no longer vital, keeping it doesn't honor your journey. It freezes it. It keeps you tethered to an old spiritual station. Releasing a broken sacred object is a powerful act of faith. It is a declaration, thank you for your service. I have grown. I am making space for what is next. Your discipline is revealed in these small details. How you maintain your tools, how you clear your space, how you treat the symbols of your path. Your altar, your space, should not be a museum of your spiritual past. It must be a living, a breathing reflection of your present moment, and a launching pad for your future. When your space contains only what is vibrant and meaningful, it becomes a perfect mirror of your path, clear, powerful, and alive. And your practice is no longer a habit, but an authentic expression of the master you are becoming. Energy pools not just in the places you see, but in the places you've abandoned. That storage closet you dread opening. The garage corner filled with forgotten projects. The drawer jammed with things you don't even remember owning. These spaces may be out of sight, but they are not out of reach of your energy field. What you ignore doesn't just wait patiently. It festers. It stagnates. Shaolin wisdom teaches us to see our home as a body. Just as chronic stress settles in forgotten muscles in our back, the tension in our lives collects in the forgotten corners of our home. These areas become black holes of chi, heavy, dense, and blocked. One day, walk through your home not as an owner, but as a visitor. Don't look for dirt, look for feeling. Where does the air feel thick? Where do you instinctively want to look away? These are the signals. Your body feels the energetic drag that your mind has learned to ignore. This isn't about perfectionism, it's about presence. A single conscious act, opening a window to let in light, sweeping a dusty corner, coiling a tangled cord, can break the stagnation and shift the feeling of an entire room. In turn, it shifts something in you. Neglect is a form of separation from yourself. Bringing awareness back to a space is bringing it back to yourself. You don't need a massive overhaul. You just need to care, to notice, to touch. Each neglected space you reclaim with your attention is a part of your own consciousness that you are bringing back into the light. Every clear corner is a quiet affirmation. All parts of me are worthy of attention. No part of me is abandoned. True mastery is forged in these unseen moments, where a simple act of clearing becomes a meditation, and your home becomes a flawless reflection of the inner balance you are choosing, moment by moment. If you walk slowly, your home will tell you its story. Every space has a voice. Some sing a clear, calm song. Others hum with a low-grade static. A few feel heavy and discordant. These energetic signatures are easily missed in the blur of a busy life. But when you move with focused awareness, they reveal themselves clearly. A doorway you hesitate to cross. A chair you never choose to sit in. This isn't make-believe. It's the language of energy, which is the language of your own nervous system. Shaolin practice is not just about moving your body through space. It's about learning to read the space itself, to sense the flow of chi. You already have the only tool you need, your presence. Start by grounding yourself in your breath. Slow it down. Feel your feet on the floor as if for the very first time. Now, enter each room with this quiet, listening attention. What do you feel? The quality of the air, the play of light and shadow, the subtle emotional tone. If a space feels off, trust that feeling. The response can be simple. Light a stick of incense, not as an empty ritual, but as an act of energetic resetting. Watch the smoke. See how it moves, carrying your intention into every corner. Speak a simple, grounding phrase aloud. I now release all that is not in service to peace. I welcome clarity and calm into this home. These small, intentional acts are powerful. They recalibrate the energetic field around you, and by extension within you. Your body relaxes, your mind clears, your breath deepens. This is the real work of maintaining a home. Not just cleaning surfaces, but clearing energy. Discipline is found in these subtle moments. The way you open a curtain, the way you pause with gratitude at your door, the conscious choice for peace over chaos. A home cleansed with presence is more than just a building. It is a partner in your evolution, a silent teacher, a living mirror of your own inner state. And when your home is calm, your spirit has a place to finally land. When you clear your space of what disturbs it, you are doing more than just tidying up. You are engaging in a profound act of clarity. It is a quiet, powerful statement. I will no longer give my energy to anything that pulls me from my center. This is not superstition. This is self-mastery at its most fundamental. The things we surround ourselves with are never just things. They are living symbols of our values, our fears, and the stories we are still clinging to. The Sharpen way does not require complicated ceremonies. It requires a simple, daily awareness, a calm gaze, a steady heart, and the unwavering courage to let go of what is not aligned, over and over again. So walk through your home as you would a sacred temple, with intention and with love. Let your discipline be the architect of your surroundings, and in turn, let your surroundings be a constant reminder of the master you are becoming. Thank you for walking this path of clarity with me. If these words brought you stillness, subscribe and continue the journey. We walk together, quietly, powerfully, step by step.